Here we go, lesson 3, inscribed angles versus central angles. So a chord we talked about, it divides a circle into two arcs. So here we've got ourselves a nice chord. Now a minor arc, around a circle, any portion of the circumference, that's called an arc. All right. Now, if I call this part, this would be a minor arc. Now, the arc that's formed going the other way would be the major arc. So here, this portion here is the minor arc, and the arc around the other way is the major arc. The central angle is the angle that's formed with the center of the circle and the arc. So this here, that angle there, that is the central angle. And the angle here is the inscribed angle. So we're going to be kind of using these ideas to create a couple theories. Here's the first one. The measure of the central angle is just twice what this is. So whatever m is, just double it to get that one. Or if you want to go the other way, if you want to go from the central angle to the inscribed angle, just divide by 2. So if we are going this way, divide by 2. And if we're going from this angle to that angle, just multiply by 2. That's it. That's our first theory. Here's the second theory that says that if we have a diameter, all right, and the third point somewhere, whatever that third point is, it's going to form a right angle triangle. So it doesn't matter where the third point is, you're always going to get a right angle triangle. All right, even if it's way over here, you're still going to get a right angle triangle. Pretty neat. And this idea is based off of that a straight line is 180, and we said in our last example, or last theory, that the central angle is twice that of the inscribed angle. So half of 180 is 90, so this has to be 90 degrees. So let's use these ideas to do a couple examples here. Determine the measure of angles 1 and 2. Okay. So angle 1, that's a central angle, and we have an inscribed angle, so all you got to do is 42 times 2 is 84 degrees. Done. Okay, the second one seems to be a little bit trickier here, but we can kind of work through a couple things. Let's look at this arc here. All right, now from that arc we've got this central angle, and we've also got this inscribed angle. So if this is 52, this has got to be double that. So that's going to be 104 degrees. Okay, so if that's 104 degrees, let's forget about this inscribed angle, and let's look over to this inscribed angle, which is also has endpoints on the same arc. So the arc is the same, which means to go the other way, you just divide by 2. And looky here, that is 52 degrees. Interesting. And our last one here, to figure this angle out, well, if this is 180, 180 divided by 2, that's 90 degrees. Okay? So basically this example here, where this was 52, but the other thing also equaled 52, that leads us to our next idea here, that inscribed angles subtended by the same arc are congruent. Another mouthful of words, but what does this mean? It means that if we have the same arc, okay, formed by, so there's one angle going to that arc, and we also have this going to the same arc. I should have done this in yellow here. Okay. I'm going to just erase it so it looks a little nicer. Yellow. Okay, so we've got this angle, which finishes off with this arc. And then we've got the green, which also has the exact same arc. And what we find out is this angle is 60, this angle is 60. This is 30, that's 30. And we can actually figure out the other angle too. Okay? And the idea is that all angles in a triangle add to 180. All right. So if we just take one of these triangles here, can I get a fourth highlighted color? Let's see. Maybe a little purple. So let's just take this triangle here. Okay. So we know that this angle here is 60, and we know that this is 30. And if all angles in a triangle add up to 180, we go 180 minus 60 minus 30. Our last angle is going to be, in this case, 90 degrees. It's kind of nice. Let's go through an example here. So determine the measure of angles 1 and 2. Okay, so we have the same arc for both of these angles. Okay. So if that's the same arc, that means that this is also 100, means that this is 30. And we could figure out the third angle. 180 minus 100 minus 30 is going to be 50 degrees here. So that's 50. And we've got a couple PAT questions, which I don't think I'll go through at this time, but use these theories to figure out what you need, okay?